Hello and welcome to our reviews. Today we'll be reviewing Marvel Legends Series 3 Thor. So yes, this is the first Marvel Legends Thor that was released. Toy Biz made another one in the Giant Man wave, which I don't have, but just from looking at it, I think it looks better than this one. Of course, this figure is an older Marvel Legend, so it's not as good as the more modern Toy Biz ones. Articulation's pretty decent on it. It's, I don't know, something about the proportions of it's a bit weird. Either way, it's still a pretty decent figure, and not half bad Thor, so let's go ahead and move in for articulation, sculpt, paint, details, all those sorts of things. Alright, let's do a quick comparison of Thors. Here is the Series 3 Thor. Here is the Return of Marvel Legends SDCC exclusive Hasbro Marvel Legends Thor. And this is the Marvel Select Modern Thor. Overall, I would say that I personally probably like the Marvel Legends Hasbro one the best out of these three. They're all very similar in size, which is weird. You would think the Select one would be bigger, but he's really not. The Series 3 one is the shortest one out of these three. Articulation-wise, the Toy Biz one still probably wins, but these two right here are practically equivalent. They're both very, very good. But just overall, I'd say the Select one and the Hasbro one probably are just, they look better overall than the Toy Biz one here. And not just because I like the modern Thor design more, it's just they seem to have a better aesthetic to them. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the Series 3 Thor by himself. Alright, here we have Thor. He has his head and helmet up here, which we will zoom in on in a minute. Of course, over his shoulders he has this cape. It is very, very broad, and it looks a bit odd, but it doesn't look terrible. On his chest piece he has two of these little blue armor plate-like things on black. Usually he has like three, so it's a bit odd, like he has like some down here or something usually, I think. But he does not on this particular figure. Gold little belt there. He's got blue pants, big black pointed kneecap things, and then he's got these yellowish gold boots down here at the bottom. He's also got these little red wristbands here with a black strap across them. Flip him over on the back, you can see the entirety of the cape, which has a little bit of paint shading in it. Overall, the cape, apart from just being too wide, looks fine. And of course, it is a pliable rubber-like material, so it's not going to get in the way or anything like that. Alright, now let's zoom in on the head sculpt. Head sculpt for Thor is alright. He's got a sort of stern, slightly angry expression there on his head. He's got his helmet up here, which has some paint detailing on it, of like little black dents and things like that in it. He's got hair here, which is yellow and has a little bit of shading in it, and then he's got his feather things here, which are white and kind of difficult to see, but they have a little silver stripe at the top and just have little feather designs on them. Alright, let's zoom out and take a look at his articulation. Articulation-wise, Thor's head pretty much just rotates. It feels like it bends up and down, but it's really just the joint being kind of loose. Ball joint shoulders, in and out, forward and back. Bicep cut, single joint elbow, which is not very good motion-wise at all. Wrist cut, wrist hinge, finger joint, waist cut, ball joint hips move in and out, forward and back, upper thigh cut, double joint knees, calf cut, ankle hinge, pivot, and a toe joint. So, yeah, for the most part, his articulation's decent. His neck joint's a bit weak, and the single-jointed elbows aren't that great. But apart from that, his articulation's pretty good. Let's move on to his accessories and his base. Of course, Thor comes with Myeh-myeh, which has lots of interesting little paint shading and cracks and dents and things in it. And it has its leather-wrapped handle with a little loop there on the end. He holds it pretty well with either hand since the finger articulation allows for such. And he comes with this really cool base with like a frost giant skull and some more Nordic warrior skulls and bones laying there. Lots of little weapons and things there. It has two pegs down here at the bottom, so you can stand him on it pretty well. And it's just overall a really cool looking base. It is also wall mountable, although it's not really something that makes a lot of sense for wall mounting. Alright, that wraps it up for his accessories, so let's move on to the packaging. Packaging-wise, you got your standard Marvel Legends packaging, Marvel logo, Series 3, issue of Thor in the background there, Marvel Legends Thor down there at the bottom. Flip it over on the back, you get your description, and you get the other figures in this wave, which are Thor, Magneto, Wolverine, and Ghost Rider. The only figure I actually have from this wave is Thor, but I have the X-Men box set that has that Magneto and Wolverine in it. It's with different head sculpts. I do not, at this moment, have Ghost Rider, but I have already reviewed that box set, so you can see reviews of those two figures, essentially. So yeah, as always, good for in or out of package display. So yeah, Thor. Alright, that wraps it up for Thor, so until next time, goodbye. Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.